In this video, we're going to talk about NURBS and curves modeling in Blender. And we can also choose another way. We can import directly CAD files. So in this case, you are watching at a 3D file from Revit. So you can import 2D and also 3D files from other software like Revit or AutoCAD or SketchUp or Rhinoceros, for example. So you either work in Blender using the curves and NURBS modeling, or you can do that in other software and then bring it in. Now, we already saw that Blender has some of the curves and NURBS modifiers and tools, but there are not so many as you can find in other software. So you can import in DXF format, which is a CAD format, and you can do that by exporting from Revit. You are watching at a 3D model from Revit, and I'm gonna make some examples also for 2D drawings as well. So I'm gonna just open up another scene here, which I've already prepared, and it's gonna be our lesson 11. So I will exit this. There you go. So here you can find many examples from many different software like SketchUp, Cinema 4D, Adobe Illustrator, and also Revit as well. So this is a 2D drawing from SketchUp. So you can see here that you have all the lines, they are imported as curves, and this is a DXF import, and also this one here, it's DXF from SketchUp, and these are other shapes and models made in Cinema 4D. And this one here were logos, well, actually simple shapes extruded with the extrude tool these were from Illustrator. And these shapes here are from Cinema 4D. So it's kind of a mix of things that you can do in other software. And this one here is a couple of examples of how you can do NURBS modeling or curves modeling in Blender. So this one here, it's called a loft when you have different shapes and you create a surface starting from those 2D curves. And this one here, it's called revolve or a lathe modifier in other software. And here it's a modifier that I will show you later. And this is just a simple extrusions. And this one is a sweep, which we already saw that we can do that with the bevel. So some of these, we already use some of these modifiers and some of these tools in Blender. We're gonna see some extra features in this video. So just to recap, these are the 4 modelers that you will usually find in any software. Maybe they have different names, but they essentially do the same thing. So if you search for extrude, lathe, sweep, and loft, this is also called sometimes revolve. These are like the classic tools. You will find them in Revit, you will find them in other software. So what they do essentially is that they create 3D solids starting from curves. Now extrude will create something from a single profile, which is going to be extruded. Revolve is going to revolve around an axis, a particular profile. Sweep is going to extrude a profile along a path. And loft is going to create a shape from many profiles. So these are like really the basics of these 4. Now, before we get into that, let's check also some additional things about working with CAD files and in particular the XF in Blender. Now, in this version of Blender, we already have a add-on which is already inside Blender. We just need to activate it so that we can use it. But if you have a different version or if you don't find it, you can find also other add-ons. Now, understanding add-ons is really important because you have the standard Blender, but then you have a lot of these add-ons that you can add to increase the possibilities and the features of 2D drawing and also CAD drawing inside Blender. Now, another one is TinyCAD. And again, this should be already installed. You just need to activate it. Now, for the ones that are not already there, for example, CAD Transform, which can be used to snap and create more precise drawing, well, in this case, you need to go here to the website and you will also find an introduction. And click here. You need to set if you want a donation. So it could be €1, €3, €0, and then you click on purchase. You go here, you click on download, and it's gonna download a zip file, and then you need to install it. I will show you that in just a minute. Okay, so let's go back here in Blender. First thing, let's go to the preferences. So we're gonna go to edit preferences, and let's get into the add-ons. Now let's expand this, and remember you can also always save preferences once you have activated the add-ons that you like. Now for the DXF, just type DXF, and you can see here that I have already activated this, so just need to click there and activate it. If you don't have it, search it on the web, download it and install it. And then we have Tiny CAD again, this is already activated. And then for the last one, the transform, you can click on install, and I have already downloaded that here in this folder called downloaded add-ons. So I just need to double click there to install it. Now once it's installed, I will activate it as well. So it's, there you go. So it's gonna be the 3D CAD transform. Okay, you can see it appears right here on the left side. Okay, now you can again save the preferences, and okay, save preferences. So you can try to empower the CAD functionalities here and manage better the snaps with the transform. Here you can see these all the snaps that you can use. And also if you want to use the Tiny CAD add-on, you need to be in the mesh. So this one here, let's go here to object mode. I'm gonna select that, and you can see that this is a mesh. You can tell by the triangle here. So you can right click, convert any extruded NURBS surface into a mesh. So you're gonna convert it. Once it's converted, when you go into the edit mode and you want to work, for example, with lines, so I'm gonna select here a line like that, and you right click, you have this Tiny CAD. So these are not let's say revolutionary, so they're gonna help you with some particular situation, but they are not like the best CAD tool out there. So just an example, if I select these two edges, right click, I can go to TinyCAD and create like a bisector. So will be an extra line that is gonna be generated. And again, this is just as an example. So now I'm gonna delete it. There you go. And then we can just exit. Now, in my opinion, there is a lot of things to do here in Blender in order to be similar to other software like AutoCAD or Rhinoceros and so on. So these are just little functionalities, extra functionalities that they can help you. So this was the CAD transform. We saw the Tiny CAD. Now let's get into the import. Now in that case, we go to File, Import, and this one here should be now available, which is going to be AutoCAD DXF. So if you click there, you can import now DXF, not DWGs, which are strictly for AutoCAD and Autodesk application. But DXF, it's a really versatile and compatible format. So you can export again from Cinema 4D, from Revit, from Sketchup. You can export in DXF from Rhinoceros, and you can then import it also here in Blender. Now, I've already done these importing tests, and I can say that Cinema 4D imports 2D and 3D pretty good. So you can see these are all objects from Cinema 4D. They look pretty nice, and this is like a 2D shape. So again, if I go here and select the curve panel here and go to extrude, just as we did in the previous video, you can see how easy it is to extrude. And also remember to if you want, fill the empty gaps there. So again, turn to 2D, extrude, and that's it. Choose both, and that's your extrusion right there. Now this one here, it's from it's a file from Sketchup. Now usually when you bring, you can see here the scale is not 1. So usually when you bring something from this software, unless you change the values, they're gonna be too big or too small. Now remember, when you export from Sketchup or other application, to export in meters, because that's the units that Blender is using. So I believe that it's gonna be better. But if it's not, you just go here and scale it. Now scaling in an AutoCAD file, a DXF file, is simpler than scaling an image, because you just need to figure out what is the correct scale. Now probably it's gonna be like in centimeter or in millimeter, so you need to go here in the transform, you select the object that you have imported, and you can see here that this is just a single giant curve, all compacted together, all joined together. So we need to go to the scale and set this, for example, to 0.01. So you're gonna multiply for a decimal. This means that you're gonna scale it down, basically. Now copy the same value for all the other directions here, all the other axes, otherwise it's gonna be deformed. And there you go, it looks nice. Now in my experience, I always brought bigger files, never, well, sometimes smaller, but most of the time they're gonna be bigger, so you need to scale them down and figure out which is the correct scale. Now once you do that, you can try to extrude again, but well, you're gonna see that it's gonna extrude everything at the same height, so you need to try to divide into layers or try to divide curves before extruding them. Now you can do that also in here, because if you go into the edit mode here, there you go. So you can see that these are all points, so you can try to separate them. So right click and split them, separate. You can dissolve vertices that you don't need. You can join vertices that you need, and so on. So you can work with these just as they are lines and curves in Blender. So when you finish, you just go out. Now the other option is to retrace. We already done that. So just to recap real quick, you go here, you select some of these curves. Now I think that path is one of the best. So if you go here, use the path, you place this path somewhere here and go to edit mode. You can see that you already have some points. Well, you don't need all of those. You can delete or dissolve these vertices. Don't confuse that orange middle point, that's your origin, that you can also rearrange later. And let's activate here the snap to vertices. Now this is really good when you work with the CAD files, because they snaps. So if I select that point and move it, it's gonna snap